Sorry, I guess our speaker is having network issues. Let's just give him. Hello, coach. You are welcome back. You can go ahead now.
Oh, I'm so sorry, please. The network is acting up seriously. Okay, so I'll just try and continue from where I stopped. So we have the capacity as individuals to lead from where we are. And how do you do that? The first question I want to ask you is, where is your focus? Where is your focus as an individual? Some people work based on where they were coming from or where they are currently, and some people work towards where they are going. And the best place is to start from where you are. You can lead from where you are. A Chinese proverb says that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The next best time is now. 4 years ago, that was 2020, I was watching, heard by this young lady, and that interview was the interview that she had with the president of Gambia. And at that time, that was the 14th African president he had granted interview. And somewhere inside of me, I was moved. I said, what is the difference between myself and this young lady? It was, and inside me, I was giving myself that answer. The school that I went to is not the same school that she went to. She possibly was in an environment, an atmosphere that gave her, that privilege. She has been exposed early enough. However, I was able to stand from that place, even if all the condition that produced her, I did not have it. Now that I'm living in a particular kind of consciousness, from where I am, not minding the available to me yesterday, I can start doing something from now. It is first an attitude. It is first a mentality. It is first a disposition to tell yourself, I have to start here and I have to start now. I don't need to wait till I got everything ready. I don't need to wait till I have everything. I don't need to wait to have all the resources that I need. The most important thing is that I must start here. I must start now. And the truth is, from that moment, I began to take some steps. I did not mind what is happening around me. I focused on the potential, the seed that is inside of me. When God created me and told me that I can do certain things, when I looked at the giftings, the grace that is upon me, and that allowed me to be able to move, take a step of faith. And this is so critical and so important that I want everybody to know today. Where is your focus? Are you focusing yesterday, looking at everything that has happened to you, or you are even focusing on now with the mindset that, oh, it was yesterday that produced today? But I have to tell you that tomorrow is going to be a function of what happens today. What you enjoy, what you do, what you are, who you are, and what you have today is a product of what happened yesterday. Now, the concept of leading where you are says that you must start here and you must start now. Please, I would like somebody to repeat that after me, even though I'm not with you, but you can repeat that and say to yourself, I will start here and I will start now. In fact, if you can put it in the chat, in the message box, I will really appreciate it to know that you are following me. But I want you to start here and I want you to start now. If you focus on the past, the truth about it is that no matter what has happened, the past is past. Your ability to be able to erase, and let me say this, some people don't have the privilege of having a very good past. Some people don't have the privilege of having an enabling past. Some people don't have a privilege of advantage when you look and you consider your past. Some people feel that I did not start early. Some people feel that I could remember vividly when, what's the name of this man? Warren Buffett. When Warren Buffett, when he was celebrating his 88th birthday, and one of the questions that was asked was, okay, what, Warren Buffett, if you are given the time to turn back the hands of time and you can get yourself back to your young days, what is that thing you wish you learned earlier, or you wish you do earlier, that you are going to really start doing if you are given that privilege? And he said that I wished I started investing early enough. And then someone asked, okay, so sir, at what age did you start investing? And he said he started at age 11. You started investing at 11-year-old, as an 11-year-old boy, and now you are 80, and you said that you wished that you started early. Maybe you should have started at the age of 2. Oh yes. You can't, there's nothing you can do about what has happened, but there's a lot that you can do about what is happening currently. What is happening to you currently will determine what is going to happen later. You don't wait for everything to be ready before you take the step, before you move, and before you proceed in the assignment of leadership. I like saying that leadership is an assignment. Leadership is an assignment. If you see a leader is someone that have a sense of assignment. And the sense of assignment is not a dated time. It's not something that we start when I get married, or when I give birth to my second son, or this. No, it happens immediately. The happening may not involve action. It may first involve you researching, brooding over it, knowing the first step to take, knowing the first thing to do. But you have to start where you are. You have to start. You have to maximize the power. In this slide, there's this concept in physics. I love physics so much. I'm a scientist. My first degree was soil science. I'm a scientist, and in physics, there's this thing called moment. Moment is force times distance. Force times distance. And what do we call, what does that mean? It means the distance, the force that you are applying multiplied by the perpendicular distance from that's where my attention is, that from the line of action, perpendicular from the line. The distance is not going to be based on, it's not going to be based on where the people start from, but from the line. In other words, when we talk about moment, we are talking about applying a force at a moment, at a particular, from a line where action starts. where you land yourself to discover that, yes, I have the seed of leadership in me, that is where your action begins. In the Bible, the minute Paul, who was Saul, the minute he had the encounter, the first question he asked was, what will you have me do? Immediately. Instruction are always an immediate thing. It happens. It's not something that we store. You know, I remember some years ago, I was speaking with a lady who told me, please, I want to first spend like 10 years in banking. You see, culturally, I really love fashion and know how to sew very well. He said, but I want to first go into banking first. When I get into banking, I will spend 10 years. Then I will come back to. Well, I said, maybe you want to learn structure. And you want to, I said, but why 10 years? That if you really know that, yes, this is something that you need to do, except your heart is really calling for you to make a difference in the banking sector. If your heart is really calling you to make a difference in the fashion sector, you see, there are so many resources right now that we have that can help you to build structure, that can help you to build system, to give you a robust thing. There is a seed of leadership in everybody, and that seed will not wait. It does not respond to time. It responds to moments. It responds to moments. Oh, what happened is this. Actually, my industry is man, no man. Then start man. Let's start from that. That is, if your industry work by man, no man, in other words, it's a relationship-based industry. I agree to that. There are some industries you cannot enter as a newbie and really make it slated. Going against it is like going against principle. I will be punished for it, no matter what I have, no matter the resourcefulness. So it is even part of the resourcefulness for you to know what your industry requires. Why? Because our results are always tied to our requirements. The slide in full screen, I want to be able to monitor my network. That's the reason why. If I'm going to put it on full screen, I won't be able to see myself. I want to know when my network is on, so that I'm not just speaking when people are not getting me. Please, that's why my network is really acting up this afternoon. Funny enough, this is going to be, I don't know what is happening. So please permit me, let me have it in like this, so that I'll be able to monitor and know when to pause. I don't want to just start speaking like that. One of my assistants trying to help me fix the network upstairs. But please, I hope that is acceptable. If it's acceptable, please let me see in the chat box, please. I'm sorry, I may not be able to have it full.
Okay, please go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for that. Okay, so it is very critical and important to ensure that your force is actually from the pivot point, from your point of encounter, if I can put it that way, from the point of your aha moment, from the point where you realize that you also carry a seed of leadership inside of you. You can be an officer in a company. It's not compulsory you have to be the supervisor. You are just a burden bearer. In other words, you are working in this department, not even as the head of department. But you know what? The minute you know that there's a seed of leadership inside of you, you begin to apply the force, begin to take the steps, know the requirements, and then start meeting up with the requirements. Like I said earlier, our results are tied to our requirements. If you want to be a result-driven individual and a result-driven leader, you must know the set of requirements that will work in your endeavor. You must know the set of requirements to meet the level of price and the sacrifice that you have to put in to be able to achieve the results that you desire. Because one of the qualities of leadership is results. There is no effective leader that will not achieve progress and results. That is how we know a leader. A leader is marked for results. A leader is not marked for activities. Activity without result is in futility. A leader is marked for results. However, your results are tied to the requirements. So if you want to be a 360-degree leader, a leader that you lead at any level, and I believe I'm going to get there very soon. A leader that leads at any level, you must understand that your action must start from now. Your focus must be on now. Your focus must not be on just, oh, what I don't have. It is not what you don't have that limits you. It's what you have that you don't know how to use. Whatever you have at every point in time is sufficient for the steps that you have to take for you to maximize your leadership potential. Don't forget how I started. Leadership is a potential. There is a seed of leadership in everybody, in every human being, even 2-year-old, in a 4-year. That was why I showed that video. Amazing how the people in authority were paying their way to cross the tree. They paid their way. The people that are meant to enforce their law enforcement, sleeping when there is a critical traffic issue. And then everybody just stayed inside their car and their buses. Everybody just act as if nothing is not my responsibility. It's not, well, it is the responsibility of the government. It's not my responsibility. And then you see a small boy who had bags that his books are on his back, and he was willing. Rain was even falling. He was willing to sacrifice all. Yes, that's what it's about. He was willing to sacrifice all. In other words, he asked himself 3 questions. If not me, then who? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? I believe that every effective leader gets to a point where they ask themselves these 3 questions. If not me in education, then who? If not me in education, if not now, then when? Is it when I'm 60-year-old? Energy is no longer there. When I cannot move, I begin to consider a lot. The higher you grow in life, the more things you have to consider, the more considerations. When we were young, or when we were younger, we are all young, I believe, possibly as a single person, you can decide to move from where you are. You can travel and go for like maybe 6 months. You may not even step into your house. But the minute you got married, your considerations are now piling. You now think about, oh, I'm accountable to someone. Someone is accountable to me. I have a responsibility. And that is the danger of actually pushing your leadership potential to a later time, a less or a better time to do something. There will never be. To push it ahead at every. So every leader that are very effective understand the importance of starting from where you are. You must start from where you are. It's a very important thing to do. Now, I said we need you, and saying that we need you, sincerely speaking, is a call to assignment. It's a call. Your leadership seed cannot just stay inside you like that, especially when we are talking about what we're experiencing in the country, what we're experiencing globally. No matter what is going on, there is something that you can do. I operate in education sector. I'm an educational consultant. This is my 12th year of working with different schools across the country. I have clients, I have schools across different zones of the country. And I'm so privileged. I think God is by the grace of God. However, I say it every time. My voice may not be heard loud. All I need to continue to do is to continue to speak. To think that you are irrelevant is not a leadership mentality. No matter how low your voice is, you must keep telling yourself that my world needs me. This world needs me. This nation needs me. My state needs me. My city needs me. Nigeria needs me. It's so important at any point. It's a leadership mentality that we need to pay attention to and ask and tell ourselves every time. People need me to make what happen. You can answer that question by yourself. You are working in an organization. The entire organization needs you. You have to start from there. You have to marry the organization result to your own performance and your work. I say it every time. The importance of a position in any organization, the importance of that position is not tied to the action of employees or people that work there. The importance of that position is in what happens when somebody is absent. I was called by a school to speak the entire staff, the teaching and non-teaching staff of the school. And as I was about to start, I discovered that, are you following me? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Fantastic. Thank you very much. All right, sir. So I was about the school principal told me, I said, Coach Wale, please, you cannot continue. I tell you, sir, because how these people are seated. Look at the non-teaching staff. They don't talk to the teaching staff. Wow. I said, the non-teaching staff feels that the school attention is only on the teaching staff, that their job is not important. So because of that, there is a form of envy and jealousy. There is a rift and division that happens in school. The first thing I told them, I said, don't be an agent of division in any organization where you work, because division does not increase anything. Even in mathematics, division only divides. The number, when we talk about number, we are talking about number of customers, we are talking about the number of people, we are talking about the number of figures, the finance. I said any day, anytime, the number will reduce with division. There are many organizations that have done everything they know how to do. They've put the right system, they put the right strategy, they've put the people, ensure that everybody, yet they are not making their numbers. They set number in January, we're in October right now. The MD, the manager, is already panting. And why? I can't see the reason. I can't say this is what is going on. Why am I not meeting up with my target? Why aren't we doing the number? I said, if division is present in that organization, they can't meet up number. And division just means that two people don't like themselves. There is spirit of envy. There is jealousy. Everywhere is just act up. Everybody, instead of collaborating, they are competing. I said, you can't have a thriving in place like that. And I always tell the people that works in organization, don't be an agent of division, because that means that you are a force that is not taking the organization up. You are bringing the organization down. So by the time I started speaking to them like that, I got to that point where I told the non-teaching staff, I said, how you know the importance of your job is not in your action. The importance of your job is in what happens when you are not around. I pointed to one of these sanitary inspector, the cleaner. So I said, ma'am, which block do you clean? And the woman pointed at the block for me. And I told her, I said, imagine you are not around for 3 days and there is nobody to take your place. What do you think will happen? I said, parents will come to the school and complain. Some parents can take their children away from the school because of that. I said, yes. Why? That is the importance of your role. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, you are so important. We need you. If everybody go around with this mentality in our country, tell you the truth, everybody will live up to what we are supposed to do and our nation will deliver. We need you. We need you. You can even say to yourself, my people needs me. I tell myself every time, my people needs me. My people needs me. The world needs me. It's a mentality of a leader that wants to start from where they are. So when we talk about 360-degree leadership, I need you to understand, this matrix speaks a lot about it. There are 4 areas, very important, that talks about your 360-degree leadership capacity. The leadership that you provide where you are, not minding the position, not minding who is looking, not minding who gives you permission. And let me quickly say this before I go further. Your value as an individual is closely linked, is closely tied, to what you get by yourself that you use for benefit of others. If I teach you what you are using currently in my organization, I can't really value you so much. But your ability to get things without my permission, I just discovered that you have marketing skill, you have marketing ability, you have coordinating ability. You can sit down with the numbers for me and tell me where the leaks in my organization is. And all of a sudden, you are working to make sure you block the leaks. Oh my God, that is a valuable staff. And that is a leader. Before you know it, you begin to command the position. Leadership is first disposition before position. Very important. The second is what I call the lateral leadership. That is, self-leadership means you must know how to lead yourself. Possibly everything I've been talking about since morning is talking about how you lead yourself. You have a personal encounter. You have you all of a sudden you just discover that no. I think I need to do better. I think I need to make a mark. My life is not around my possession. My life is around my contribution. I need to up my contribution game. Also critical and important. And then lateral leadership talks about you lead your peers. These are people that work together. My colleagues. Oh, okay. I think I have my time is up now. So my colleagues, that is lateral leadership. Then leading down, that is leading your subordinates. Very important and critical. Leading down means you lead your subordinates. These have to be people that are possibly looking up to you, or people that report to you in organizational terms. Let me use people that are reporting to you, and in entrepreneurial terms, let me use people that are looking up to you. Oh yes, your mentees, your proteges, that's leading down. Then leading up, you can lead your boss. Oh yes, and there are intricacies. There are so many things around that. You have to showcase your leadership skill when you are leading your boss in a way that will not threaten your boss. One of the traits of your leadership ability is ability to make your boss shine. You must not compete with your boss. You must complete your boss. Let your boss shine. A lot of time people ask me this question. Coach Wale, I'm the one doing all the job, but it's my boss that is taking the praise. I said, that is leadership. That's leadership. I said, the only thing is that it's a matter of time. You are serving now so that you will be served too. Oh yes. There is no amount of service that is a waste. It's so critical. You can never outserve. You can't. Our lives are created for service. That is why servant leadership don't stop at any level. And especially when you're a 360-degree leader, what it means to lead your boss is that you have the capacity and ability to make your boss shine. That's number one. Number two, you have the capacity and ability to ease the work and burden of leadership from your boss. You are a leader by yourself. But you know what? Every time your boss gives you an assignment, or maybe every time your boss has an assignment, you always find your place in that assignment to help him to be able, not that you take the assignment from him, but you always find, no. 360-degree leader are not just focused on recognition. Recognition is a inevitable occurrence that happens with service over time. If all your attention is to be recognized, you are not going to maximize your leadership potential. There are things you do for people that people will not recognize you. And the fact that the person does not recognize you doesn't mean that you will not be recognized. You see, before I got into being consulting for schools, I was privileged to work with few schools. And during those times, I did a lot. I mean, as an administrator, I moved a school from 84 to 265 in 8 months. And you know what? Everybody looked at the proprietor as if, oh my God, how did you move? And they kept asking her how. And I was not in the equation. I was never bothered about it. There are days when I have an idea, I share it with her, and she tells me, no, we can't do that. Please, don't share that. I don't feel bad. I continue working. And why? Because I understand a time will come where the recognition will come. It's inevitable as long as your leadership potential is being refined and is being maximized. I want to stop here. I'm so sorry. I hope I've been able to pass this across, and I pray that the good Lord Almighty will give us the grace to maximize the leadership potential that we have. Everybody carries a seed of leadership. Thank you very much.
Amazing session by our coach. Please, let's celebrate him. Let's celebrate him. The session is quite loaded. A lot of take-home points. Please, let's celebrate him. Yeah. So lovely. Okay, we need, because of time constraint, our coach is still with us to the end so that we can have a question and answer together. Right now, we are bringing on board the second speaker. Yoruba will say Odula